Okay, so I'm putting a little trigger warning at the beginning of my EdTalk because I'm going to be talking a little bit about suicide and then talking about cancer in the family. So if you need to stop watching the video at any time or press pause, then feel free to. I just wanted to put a little bit of a blurb at the beginning just so if anyone's uncomfortable with it, they don't have to watch the video. Right, so I'm going to be talking about struggles and trying to deal with it and get support when you need to, and being open about what you're dealing with, so that you don't just kind of bury it all up and have all these stresses on your shoulder. So a while back I was in SSW a couple years back, and I was kind of up and down about the program. My grades started kind of falling in some areas, and I was always better in other areas. So I realized that some of the program was for me, but not all of the program was for me. Around the second year out of the 3-year program, I ended up losing a really good friend to suicide, and this impacted me deeply because I didn't really go and talk to anybody. I just let it sit. I was quiet about it. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just shut up and shut out, and I just let it impact me to the point where I dropped out of my program because I realized this wasn't for me. I didn't want to do this anymore. This isn't the program. I just lost an important friend, and I just started doing nothing. I literally lost my job. I became jobless for 3 to 6 months, and I didn't do anything. I slept all the time, and I just let this emptiness kind of consume me, and I didn't do anything about it until my partner was like, you know what, this is enough. Like, you need to go and get support. I don't know what exactly is contributing to all of this, like, other than the fact that I did lose a friend, but obviously there was so much more contributing to it if I was just miserable all the time, and I needed to get a job. So I ended up going back to the school, and I ended up deciding, you know what, let's try something different. I went into early childhood education. I got myself a job. I started going to counseling, and it felt a lot better. And I realized that it is really important to go and reach out to people or tell people how you're feeling, or talk to people, anyone. If they're willing to listen, you need to talk to people about the struggles and be open about how you're feeling in situations, or it's going to eat you alive and affect your life. And I realized that in that moment that it is so important. And so going into ECE, things were really good. My grades were awesome. I was meeting a lot of friends. I was doing really well in the program. I was really excited to kind of show my potential in the field. And then I received unfortunate news about a year ago today, or not a year ago today, but about a year ago this time, that my dad was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. So because it's a rare form of cancer, there is unfortunately nothing that they can do. So it's just kind of a take medication and go from there, and it's a quality of life thing over quantity. So that really impacted me greatly. So I actually ended up withdrawing from the program and being able to go and see my family. So I live here in London, but I'm originally from Barrie, so there is about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive. So I'm away from my dad, I'm away from everyone and all the support from my family, so I decided to take some time off. But the good thing and the important thing that I did differently this time was I was in contact with all my teachers. I was in contact with Kim. I was in contact with the program coordinators, and I let everyone know what was going on. And I went out and reached out for support and got counseling done. And I did all these things for myself to kind of help the ease of everything in the process. So from bouncing back from London to Barrie for about 6 months until I returned to school in September, which is why I'm in the program here with you guys now, I was able to balance my work and my family life, going back and forth. And once I got kind of used to everything, okay, not used to everything, but as everything kind of came more of ease and kind of accepting the fact that my dad had cancer, I was able to return to the program, and I've been doing really well and again succeeding, and still being in contact with Kim, and still trying to be in contact with all of my teachers about things that are going on when things are getting too stressful, so that way I'm able to still push and try and continue to succeed when I need to. And I guess the moral of all of this is that I think that it is so important for us that when we're struggling and when things are tough, that we just need to open up to people that are willing to listen, because they're there to help you. And I think that going into our childhood education and dealing with families and different things that could be happening, especially like our one program that we're in for child abuse, it's a lot of things, those things are really triggering, and some things can be triggering to people, and I think it's important for them to go and reach out, or us to go out and get help when we need to, when those things are upsetting to us, because in the field things are going to become more real. And if things are upsetting us and they're affecting us personally, when we're in the classrooms with the kids, it's going to affect them and the way that we teach them and the way that they're learning and the way that they not perceive us, but the way that they feel, and the tension in the classroom. If you're upset, the kids are gonna kind of get that vibe that things aren't really good, and like your teaching and development and everything like that is only just going to impact everything. And I think it's just really important that for us as early childhood education or educators, that we need to just go and reach out for that support and just ask people to listen, or if they're okay with just listening to us when we're upset, and just being open about things. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.